is felt a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not to say there's no consequences to it, right? I mean, we've seen a number of times just one round that's just given up for no good reason just is such a brutal thing to take at the wrong moment in the game, and we'll see if this one has a lasting impact, but here they're gonna have to battle for round 5.
Look at Robs. He's owning this part of the map. And NAVI making a slightly unusual decision to actually fall back from long. I feel like most of the time people just commit to it now, but they decided to track back across the map. There's a lot of map to look for. Oh, and they catch Robs. It turns out to be a real good call at the end of it, and they've left Simple down in the pit. And he's not really challenging. He's just waiting to see if someone from FaZe is going to go look for information so they can take him down. It makes sense. And FaZe, I think, are basically rolling the dice, saying we're playing a really unfortunate round here, 3 versus 4. We might as well just try and see if we can find the right place.
Well, this is where Electronic will have in his mind the time running out in the previous round. They do have 1 smoke on SDY for the pin smoke if they want to pull it off and make a jump up towards Catwalk. This is dangerous, so they're going to swing right into it. Ooh, Kerrigan goes down. Brokey not able to connect, and the bomb crosses as well. 20 seconds, and now he's shifting over to B. He's going to save the weapon. Simple's been holding on to this side of the map the whole time. So NAVI back and forth between the bomb sites. They're going to get a free plant and a free round. And now the question becomes, do they want to hunt down these weapons on Twist and Brokey? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say, the only problem is maybe the health on some of them, but Simple, if someone drops him an AK instead, makes sense for him to try and take a run at it. Some young, a little bit of a peek there.
That's it. They're done hunting.
Slow it down.
Especially with the op. There's no flashbangs to pull him off any kind of an angle. So that was the hunt trying to get a little bit close, and Brokey, good aggression to put a stop to it.
It's also a classic, send in the new guy.
The hazing ritual.
Hey.
Welcome to the team. You get the dirty job.
Why don't you go look? No, I was not as worried here, but there's about 10 seconds when they started that bomb plant here. I think they were well in control of this round, but it's just to say there is a version of NAVI in the past, right? There's like a long history of playing these rounds super slow. And when Boomich was here, it wasn't really quite the same. I think they didn't have a lot of those rounds, especially towards the end. They kind of managed to put that away. But I'm curious to see if there's going to be more of that stuff returning a little bit into some of their game here.
I think you add that as time goes on, and I think that time, you know, if Electronic still proves to be competent in the IGO role, I think that change of pace and those quicker tactics will come in much earlier than you might expect. SDY with just some basic shots through the smoke, establishing presence.
Interesting amount of metagame in the middle in this particular round. 2 people running past with no grenade or no smoke being thrown, and Simple not trying to shoot at any of them because he's expecting that it's basically a fake for a third player to take a peek at him. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a round where you expect there to be low economy, and 180 BP was saved, right? Yeah. There's a lot of things to unpack. If you were just watching and you didn't know what the game was, you might have said, wait, why didn't they smoke the middle to jump across? Like, what are they doing, you know? But, or why didn't he take the shot when they didn't smoke it? A lot of reasons. A little bit of a nade. Doesn't really catch anyone on the other side. But yeah, you're right. The money for FaZe, especially showing in the grenades here, that's a bit of an issue. Especially if you wanted to go for a retake really on either bomb side. Looks like it could be another mid to be affair. Yeah, there's been no engagements whatsoever. 42 seconds on the clock. Brokey's going to jiggle. Oh my lord, that is just poor timing with the jiggle. Nothing Brokey really did wrong there except not have a blind timing. Flashbang over the top. Molotov is going to prevent any kind of a peek from Twist. Excuse me, he stands in the flames for 1. 4 on 4. Rain is close up on Catwalk. There's the peek from Electronic to clean up the kill. Yep, a lot of trouble for Rops once again. He's out of nades. He can't buy any more time. He's going to have to take a lot of fights. Electronic is traded in the middle, but it's still all on Rops. And look at the time again. 13 seconds here. Rain is there. And Rops with a headshot, and they've done enough here. 8 seconds. Sundar Young trying to get the fight. And he's going to get the last 2 kills. I thought surely Rain would have been able to stay out of that. And somehow he goes down outside of the bomb site. That's crazy. If they could have stayed out of the fight, they must have forgot about the time at the end phase. Yeah, that, and I think Rain is just, I mean, look, there's so much pressure being put on. Rain's just getting over and trying to save the day, and he does a great job. Maybe just peaks a little early. Maybe should have let Rops take contact, but how can you know? Especially after you already had the fight against Simple. But you're right, surely if Rain just backs off that and lets the engagement go down, the 1v1 with Rops,
They probably win by time.
I didn't even think about. I was looking at the clock the whole time. I was thinking, surely they just leave him there. Again, we just saw it last time. It takes a while. He has to get in and plant the bomb, right? It's going to be tricky no matter what. Wow, 5-1, and NAVI, another very, very, very close round in terms of the time that was left, but they get the job done. Pistols back on the side of FaZe now. Rough start for the FaZe side of things right now. We're not seeing any of them popping off in a way that has an impact on some of these rounds. Yeah,
pretty slow, pretty lethargic. And you're right, not a whole lot of impact coming out from any of the FaZe players quite yet. Another plant, another round for NAVI, up to a 6-1 lead. Love and life on their own map pick. Good round to mention. If you guys are tuning in, check out Blast.tv as well, the new Blast platform that you guys can tune into. You guys get to have a little bit of influence. They have some fun and games there. They also have like a tracker, so you can go back and look at all the cool highlights, all the multi-kills, all the aces, all the clutches that might come out.
Hell yeah.
Feel free to check out that and give some feedback.
Yeah, we'd appreciate it a lot. Rops landing a couple of headshots this round. That's not bad at all. Trying to do a little bit of damage, keep that economy as low as possible. We need to see some of the strength in the roster here for FaZe to, I think, to a higher degree. I guess one of the things that is really hard is to get some of these players like Robs or Brokey or even Twist to get them rolling when NAVI are playing this slowly. Like that, you're not getting a chance for like some of these like really back-to-back fights where you're like swinging your M4 all over the place and oh, it's a fight here and you know it's all so slow that you're just waiting around for a long time, and by the time it happens, like 2 quick kills in the middle, ooh, and the round is almost over. Yeah,
it's probably a level of discomfort in the FaZe side of things. I mean, just stylistically, there's going to be small little changes in how the game is played from Navi's side with Electronic as the in-game leader. So all that research you've done in the past to prepare for NAVI, kind of got to throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Hard to make it happen out of the gates, and first time out taken from FaZe to talk things over. Double op setup, Brokey and Rops.
Yeah, I mean, again, good go-to.
Yeah, and I think the part of the concept, too, is you don't want to switch into some of the aggression that we saw yesterday quite yet because the pace is so slow. So the aggression is playing right into kind of how Navi's opening up these rounds. So, yeah, get the op out, let them slowly creep across the map, and go for some of your picks. Grab some angles, see if you can find some kills as they take basic map control. Here's a good first opportunity.
Flashbang was pretty decent. You could see Brokey was, in fact, flashed. And it wasn't even Electronic who exited first. It was some Young who went down right afterwards. Molotov out, spray, and he's standing inside of the fire. Friendly smoke to put it out, and that's super helpful. Brokey goes down, but Robs is going to fight Bit on the other side, and he'll win that in the middle. Not bad. 4 versus 3. Good shot right here for FaZe to try and pick up another round. This is about the time where they really need to start to get into the game a little bit more. So, just need to negotiate this round, and could still be in a pretty good spot. Don't have a lot of information, I suppose. Twist is back there, and last time we saw them on Dust 2, he was actually really good at the back of that bomb site.
Yeah, he's a great bomb site anchor. We'll see if they actually end up in this position. Bomb is here in the hands of Simple, joined up by Perfecto now towards Lower Dark. 42 seconds. And all the gun rounds have been played very, very late into the round clock.
Electronic's been out on long for a while, just hoping for someone to peek. And on the other side, Robs is absolutely not moving. Yeah, there's a line there you don't want to cross.
It's going to be Kerrigan first to take contact, I think.
Electronic is thinking about it. He's got a Molotov. Oh, he makes it past, and that's one hell of an opening. Perfecto on the follow-up to take down Kerrigan with a Molotov behind him. He could never escape. Well, that's a little bit of a double nade down there, but who really cares at this point in time? Again, look at the clock when they get that bomb down. Not a lot can go wrong in the execution of this, but it's devastating to FaZe because they also can't rotate more people over. It's just 2 people defending, and they lose both the fights, and that is pretty much it. Twist and Rain now going to try and see if they get on the retake, and it is doable here. It's the A-bomb side after all. Don't have any nades or anything like that, and no kit currently picked up, so might get very, very tricky. Trying for the boost. They know where both are after that. Rain goes down. Nice headshot. Twist, a very quick shot coming out from Simple, but Twist a little bit faster. Gonna stick around and try and make it maybe a little bit more expensive. I don't think he can win the round any longer, and Perfecto will take him down. And NAVI, that is a It's a pretty shocking turnaround from that 4-on-3 scenario.
Yeah, it really is. Well struck, and you're exactly right. They kind of have to hit those headshots immediately. This is like, that kill electronic onto Rops is like, I think the third time in this game where I've seen a FaZe player have the right idea, hold the right angle, or jiggle peek into a position and just have a mistiming with when the peek actually comes. And I mean, you got to give credit over to NAVI there. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Add a little bit on top. You got to give credit over to NAVI. This kind of slow style, they're controlling the pace of this game so well.
Yeah, making it very hard for FaZe to activate some of these players.
Yeah, they're dictating everything right now, which is absolutely disgusting.
By the way, at some point, if we should get a replay of from like a third-person view of that swing from electronic, because that needs to be in like a Counter-Strike textbook at some point. That's whenever we talk about the difference between a shallow and a wide peak, that's what it's there for, right? Because if he goes for like a really shallow peek and crouches right into the corner, he's dead every single time, right? Robs is just going to pull the trigger and that's it. But that wide peek just...
Also, peeking with intent is another concept, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're turning that corner expecting to fight at car.
Yeah, first time I think I heard someone use that exact phrase was
Jordan.
nothing. Yeah.
Yep.
Jordan, yeah. It's a nice way to summarize it, yeah. So kind of doing both, right? The wide swing with intent. He knew what he was aiming for before he even saw it. Good times. Wow. 8-1 in favor of NAVI. Not the start of the day that I think most people were expecting, maybe. But it's pretty cool to see. Still waiting for FaZe to really find the answer here.
Well, here's a little bit of it. Molotov all the way towards top mid. Smoke towards top mid as well from FaZe. Going to allow Twist to get a position in lower dark. And ooh, missed shot from Rops. Twist is going to fall back, but Rops is in so much trouble. Here's the change of pace. Oh, trying to track. Good luck. Bless your heart. It's a nice attempt, but Twist and Kerrigan to pull it back just a little bit. All the kills coming out for NAVI after that. A stunning strike. They have lulled FaZe Clan into a sense of security with a slow style, and that is a devastating B hit.
Oh, once you miss that shot, it's just, you're in trouble. By the way, I think Electronic is 14-2. How close was that shot that he landed? I mean, he would have died anyway, but...
The one Rops of tracking it?
Yeah, like, it
I don't
hits
think it was
the box
close at all.
It hits the box in front, but I couldn't tell, like, if it was just on top or not. Wow.
That's what seals it.
And also, that's an annoying change of pace for NAVI, right?
Yeah.
Whereas it's been way more feeling it out, slowing down. It's like, okay, we're setting up, and then we're going for it, all in. Hard to deal with.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's the third time we've seen FaZe invest in that double op setup on this defensive side so far, and it's not netted them a single round.
Yeah, they're not doing anything with it. The one round that the AWP made a difference was Rob slowing them down when they were running out of time.
Yeah, maybe one round. It's just not been as impactful as they'd like.
Yeah, but not even because Rob necessarily gets 3 kills with it, just because they were out of time, basically. Yeah, what a suffocating game that they're playing right now, NAVI. FaZe must feel like then it's. Also, part of this is also the map, right? This is part of the issue of playing CT side on Dust 2. If they're playing Mirage instead or something like that, there are probably a couple of more options that FaZe can do to force some of these fights a little bit more. It can be hard to do on this map.
I'm very interested to see the switch up in the next round. At this point, I mean, you're down. You're going to be, let's just assume you're going to be down 10-1 after this. Go for something into the playbook that's a bit riskier. Go for something you might not think would actually work. I mean,
earlier in the tournament, if you guys remember, we were watching Pain Gaming on this particular map, and they were really aggressive on the CT side. And I mean, the problem is, you already said it. The problem is NAVI are playing to stop that from happening. So it's going to be difficult, but it might be better than what's happening here.
Yeah, go for something that might not be like the straight textbook solution. We'll see. 5-on-2. 4-on-2, excuse me. Molotov is out. Twist forced into the ocean. Into the ocean. He's forced into the ocean, Anders.
Send off Viking funeral.
Up to the A bomb site we go. Now they know Brokey's the offer. They know they've seen him at the A bomb site. But 3-on-1 when you know you're up against pistols, it's all good for NAVI. Brokey's going to push into upper dark. I believe hunting for a weapon. And he might just want to grab one and save it.
You know they have a name. It's like a kind of phobia for being in like deep waters.
Phasalophobia or something like that?
Something like that. I have that for sure.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't mind the ocean, but there is something about the feeling of just like depth beneath you. That I don't like that.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. I'm with you.
I did also watch Jaws when I was way too young.
That'll do it. I think Jaws ruined sharks for everyone for a long time.
Yeah.
I think we're still, you know, I remember reading an article one time about Steven Spielberg after he made that movie. Actually, like, has ever since that movie came out, has gone on like a tour of trying to repair the image of sharks because he's actually caused so much devastation to shark life due to people just being straight up afraid.
I was afraid to go in the bathtub.
You would be. Well, you know, if you see a ghost shark, that makes sense.
I can't even explain it now and think like, why would I? How could there be a shark? It doesn't matter.
If it was a ghost, Anders.
Possible. Anything's possible, yeah.
It's about the soul of a shark that haunts a house. Comes out of puddles, comes out of a slip inside, toilet, bathroom.
FaZe could use that right now.
They could use a lot right now. They could use Jesus right about now. 10-1.
I actually thought for a minute Simple hit that shot. It just looked like it could have been happening. It feels like anything could happen right now. 10-1, you're right. Well, Brokey is way more aggressive on catwalk. That's one of the most forward positions we've seen yet. He obviously, with no backup, he can't stick around all day because they can walk up close to him. So there's a timer on how long he can stick around. But this is definitely a small attempt at trying something a little bit different. And why not? I'm gonna get Molotov back.
Oh, yikes. Sorry, bro.
He's looking at him still. He's like,
yeah, I will shoot you back. Don't make me do it.
It's tempting, isn't it?
Yeah. Mid to B smoke hasn't really caused a whole lot. Double op setup again. FaZe just saying, look, this is the right idea for what we're going up against. It's just not working yet. Keeping the faith.
And look at again how it's one flashbang to push Brokey back, right? That's it. Now they're kind of in the position that they've been in all along, Navi. They control the center of the map. They have all the information, basically, or at least they're limiting all the information from FaZe's point of view. And problem is, if Kerrigan goes down, that double position up at the A-bomb site becomes real bad.
33 seconds. Yeah, Kerrigan's life is so important. That Molotov is way too deep. They won't care. Electronic heard that. Still gets clothesline. 1-for-1 trade. Brokey's got to address the situation, which leaves Rain on his own. 20 seconds on the clock.
Yep, nice shot from Brokey. They need so much more. He's going to pick up Bit as well. That might be the shutdown right here. Not enough time, I think, for Navi once again. And Brokey keeps going. Nice triple. And Simple's on his own. Oh, gets one on Robs right there. 7 seconds on the clock, but this time they can't even do it with kills. Go for the no-scope.
Oh, he hit him. 1 HP left on Twist.
No way.
He no-scoped him through the door. Quick scope, whatever you want to call it. Just 1 HP left on Twist. That's unfortunate.
Fair play.
Yeah, that's a lot on Brokey.
Yeah.
That kill out towards long was everything. Allows him to completely turn and look over towards Catwalk and even towards CT spawn. Triple kill for Brokey. Finally, FaZe put a stop to the run. It was 7-0 for Na'Vi. And FaZe get their second round on the board.
Okay. It's not too late. If they can get up to 5, it could be something. Ooh. Grenades through Robs, missing the shot. He couldn't see anything in that one. And coming through the door is Twist, and they just go right back to that straight B hit, and it works just as well as last time.
Yeah, just the change in pace. Second time now, and that's another win. Usually they've been running these clocks down to like, what, 40, 35 seconds before they really kind of make any significant moves. Caught Robs completely off guard with that deep angle of the AWP. Also, you essentially just eliminate any idea of a retake when you take a bomb site against the double op setup. Brokey's going to find 1 kill. However, they're going to try and chase him down, I would imagine, through the smoke. Rain's there for protection, but they want that op.
Yep. Oh, Rain's going to get a couple there, but not sure it helps that much. It's really the value of the AWP that we're talking about here. Bit is going to go down. I don't think they care so much, Navi, about throwing away some players. Oh, nice nade. Hold on, Rain got 4 kills at the end after having basically lost the round.
Yeah, fair play, but money at this point in the game really doesn't matter a whole lot to Na'Vi.
No.
2 rounds left. They've got plenty of cash built up for another buy no matter what. I like the hunt. Unfortunately, they weren't able to keep the op out of the FaZe hands, but they do force some rebuys.
Well done.
Well done.
Cinematic, wasn't it?
I like the way the grenade just froze in air. Suspended for a moment in time.
He's got Magneto on his side.
Good reference.
Oh, no.
P, Simple's going to take that advantage all day.
Yes, he will. And the problem is, do you even try and swing against this? Nice flashbang to set it up, and it could have been a beautiful double, but instead, it's just a lot of damage, and that might not be enough here. Trying to get it back, Rain. Anything it takes here. If they get a random shot for the smoke and kill someone, maybe they can go for the retake. But if not, 4 versus 3, as after the bomb is already down, it's not going to be possible.
No, they have to save these weapons. Just back off. 12th round for NAVI. Man, the way they've just abused this B bomb site at will throughout this half has been awesome. I mean, normally you talk about the main defenders that are usually at this bomb site. Brokey was opping in middle this round, but you think Rops and Twist at this site, like, man, what a hard bomb site to crack into, but NAVI have just done it at will throughout this half. And some great peeks with rifles into ops holding angles as well. You have to say that also.
Yeah, and if you can almost tell
Throughout
by
the whole half.
Yeah, some of the angles that Robs has been holding kind of shows what he's expecting out of that fight. He feels like, well, I know I'm close, but I hit the shot every time, right? I know I can do it. Even if you jump, I'm probably gonna flick and get the hit, but he just hasn't been able to. It's probably a little bit of a surprise to him too. 12-2 and moving into the 15th round.
Electronic is 16-5.
It's not bad.
As the in-game leader. Calling a great game.
Yeah, this actually is looking really good.
Calling a great game, playing a great game.
What more could you ask for? Kerrigan sneaking up the middle. Well, we spoke about this earlier. You need to change how this game is playing out. And this is certainly an attempt. It might be a little bit late in the 15th round, but...
He did this last round. Got him a kill on, I believe, SDY as he came out of the cave. I'm thinking his estimation is they won't be prepared for it again.
Doesn't look like they are either. He's hearing the steps, calling it in, sneaking through. I mean, the more info he can get, the better.
Go for the knife.
No.
Get yourself like just a little bit of fun.
Have a good time. There's the spray on one. Oh, misses the chance. Simple coming back, and he's getting shot at through the fire. Eventually, Simple going to be able to take him down. So, definitely not the most you could have had out of that, but maybe it'll rattle NAVI just a little bit. 3 versus 3 now. 50 seconds on the clock, and bit sneaking through. What a position to take down Rain. Bomb is still outside of the B bomb site, and they have 40 seconds.
Yeah, and that's so tough for Rain. It's quiet the whole way from Bit, but Rain's got to worry about long as well once Kerrigan goes down.
And then just slowing it down.
Well, Electronic's just going to try and do his best to make sure nobody can rotate over. Perfecto taking the safest route, which is also the longest route out towards long A. Here's a nice kill for Electronic. You imagine he gets this 9 out of 10 times. Oh, that's a good flashbang from Brokey, though.
Yeah.
Had admirable attempts.
Had to do something right. The slow, even in this one, even when they had the bomb site, they have almost everything. They're so slow and measured right now. It's got to be really frustrating for FaZe. Robs now 1 versus 3 for the retake on A. And obviously this being the final round of the half, there's no point in saving anything. Just gonna swing for it. We'll take down Electronic, but it cost him nearly everything, so this will be a real challenge at the end. Does have a kit at the very least.
Oh.
Grenade's not gonna help him. Yeah, there we go. Have to throw it. 7 damage, and it's all done. What a first half for NAVI. 13-2 in their favor. That is a very, very convincing result. We'll see if they can close it out quick in the second half. It's coming right up.
Try to boost him.
No.
I think he has open.
Yeah, I think so too.
They got a bargain when they
Try boosting right here if you want.
Yeah, let's go.
Not good.
higher caliber.
Goes inside, goes inside.
As you say.
Ah, I couldn't even see him. What the?
Man, unlucky.
Only for B.
Let's go, guys. Honestly,
Let's go, let's
This is
go.
how we play CS.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
Well, if you couldn't tell by the mic'd up clips that we chose here, we're having a tough time finding something positive to show on the screen for FaZe.
Can't shoot what you can't see. I mean, that's, that's a little bit of an issue here. Wow, yeah, they didn't sound, I think, devastated, but just you could tell that's not a lot to work with here for FaZe, and the scoreline reflects it. 13-2 in the opening half.
I think they were just so shocked by how that half played out. It was just so completely quiet and just shut down in terms of ideas and creativity. They might get a little bit of a gift here. Looks like they wanted to get aggressive, but instead it's just going to be a stack.
Yep, USP's on the other side, and overwhelmed is Electronic, but up in the window, Perfecto, throwing some bullets into the bomb site. Bit on his own, and that might be enough. Simple landing a headshot as well on Twist. Nice double for Bit, and that holds it all back. They were here so quickly, Navi. Even if they only started with 2 people, in a matter of seconds, there was a third one in Perfecto in the window, and then it just kept going.
It was 2 people B, 2 people mid, and Simple was on catwalk. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? Rotations are going to be so quick, and any delay, even if they lose the fights as Electronic did, they're going to be here so quick to keep you cordoned off in that main choke point, exiting into the B bomb site. Beautiful double kill from Bit. 14-2.
Yeah, that's... It's a first map, Jason.
So all those questions about Electronic as the in-game leader, it's not looking too shaky here in the early going of this series.
No, I mean, it's obviously a single data point, but I think it's pretty good. I mean, like, we're not seeing some sort of horrible breakdown of the team that makes it look almost unrecognizable. Not yet, anyway. But I would say they definitely play a different game than what we're used to from Navi, so there's always that. Bit taking down Rain. And it's to be expected. Rookie, a little bit of a kill, good follow-up for the Deagle, and Robs is doing some work with the Tech-9. Realistically, Navi, I don't know if they have to go for this. I mean, they have such a long buffer that on the one hand you could say we could throw away the rifles, you're probably going to win the map anyway, but if you wanted to be 1,000,000% sure, just save what you have here. Ooh, yeah, walking into so many angles to check. Robs will take down Sundai Young, and Simple, 1 versus 3. He wanted to be the hero. but not today.
No, Twist helps FaZe stay alive a little bit longer. 3 to 14, good trades. I mean, they just juggling a little bit of aggression, 1 for 1. Navi could never get multiple players at the attack. Now it remains to be seen if they can actually keep it up long enough to challenge for this scoreline. Way too early to even have that as a realistic thought at the moment. 1 round at a time, the old classic.
Yes. Coined by Natu. Godfather of Finnish Counter-Strike in many ways.
Uh-oh, that's Electronic finding the opening kill onto Kerrigan, denying access to the remaining 3 members of FaZe that were trying to get out. They'll have to adjust, move across the map. Still, just pistols they're up against. Simple does pick up a Galil. Bit has the scout.
Holding long robs just to make sure that there's no trickery coming in from the Navi side. And the rest of the team are making their way out the middle. Electronic is on the one side. They got a double setup in B. They're actually, look at Simple's coming in as well. They're so ready for this Navi.
They're going to boost him up.
Even with the limited weapons, this is not at all a bad situation. Oh, Molotov, I don't know. I thought they were going to boost too, but maybe the Molotov changed their minds and they just got forced through instead. Good double kill in the middle. Twist to open it up. And in spite of a lot of people on the side of the map, they make it work anyway, FaZe.
That Molotov might have just stopped them from losing that round. Like maybe like a second or 2 late. I think Simple's up on that box, going to have a good defense.
Okay. All right. Something has to go your way eventually.
FaZe hanging on, just barely. Just barely. And I think this is a similar conversation as to what we talked about yesterday with G2, right? Was like this first map, you're getting beat up like this. This is all about from here on out for FaZe, playing yourself into shape for the next map. Yeah. You could even hear it in the comms when we came in after the halftime break, them saying this is not the way we play CS. This is not, this is not the real FaZe. They're looking to find that guy before map 2.
Yeah, and even getting a couple of rounds in here could go a long way, so I appreciate it. Keep that focus in. 14 to 4. Very, very crisp. As we expect.
Your bottom tower is falling.
The magnificent
Van Dalken. Back again. 10-round lead for Navi. This time, no real investment. P250 on Simple. Everyone saving his 1 flashbang, yes indeed.
On Bit, he's in the middle. We do like it. Here it comes. Far, far away.
And they got grenaded, and they've got Rain in the lower dark, just shooting off pop shots. So this idea of a flashbang over the mid doors is not going to yield them any results. FaZe is well defended against it. 1 player goes down. That should be it. Brokey not able to land the kill. Kerrigan's going to find that from A. We're down to a 9-round lead.
Yeah, a couple of easier rounds here, obviously, with FaZe playing on the T side. A real test is going to be when the rifles come into play. Navi going to be more heavily armed. Not quite with the AWP, but enough to be impactful. Still, obviously, in case people are confused, playing on the patch that hasn't had the M4A1 changes.
Yes.
Which will be throughout the tournament.
Or any of the map changes.
Or any of the map changes, yeah. For competitive integrity reasons. It would be real confusing if you changed the game halfway through a tournament.
Yeah, that'd be unreasonable.
Even if Valve tried to trick us into it. I'm not going to fall for it.
No. We've been down that road before. Slow and measured from FaZe as well to start out their T side. Pin smoke coming in.
Okay.
Utility for catwalk control. No one from FaZe flirting with the long cave. They want to get up cat. Kerrigan's going to lead the way. Twist going to come up behind him. And Rain's going to have utility in lower dark for them to utilize. Looks like they do eventually want to fall into a mid to B split with Brokey having the bomb in upper dark. He's waiting there patiently with Rops.
Perfecto's so on his own on this side of the map. Electronic is kind of nearby. If he can stop the mid portion of it on his own, then sure. But otherwise, Perfecto's not going to have any real backup. They probably just end up saving what they have. If it actually goes that way, they might just give up on it because this is a real stretch. Electronic Looking right over. Yeah, this is what he needs, and he needs a little bit more even. Another kill here would be great, but Rain will take him down, and now it is all on Perfecto. No one else is even moving on the other side of the map right now. Perfecto gets traded. Not a bad kill for him. They're getting into the bomb site. 3 versus 3. They can't get anyone. They just managed to slip past. That smoke is still up. 15 seconds. Rain making the jump past. Not going to get challenged. And it's going to be a bomb plant here. And they've gone flashbang for a retake. What do you think?
They might go for it just by virtue of the scoreline. They're going to at least see if they can get 1 kill pretty early on here, but they've got no kits as well, so there's some things. Yeah, okay, so they're going to go for it. Here's the flash.
Yes, it is. All right, Sunday Young charging in, and a nice headshot from Kerrigan. Again, they send in the new guy.
Yeah, the rookie.
I can see the pattern. I know what this is.
Yeah, no kit either. That was always going to be a little tough. Man, Electronic and Perfecto were both so close to having a second kill. Electronic over the top a number of times, was almost able to find a second frag. Perfecto as well with that deep spray in towards B tunnels, missed a chance. Turns over, spins out double doors. Tough shot to hit, especially during chaos. That was almost a great hold. Just basic stuff from FaZe.
There's a real chance, I think, for Electronic in the middle as well to have done a lot. So, yeah. The timing between that hit in upper dark and Rain showing up in the middle is super important.
Simple, very vocal between rounds. He's got the M4. Bid has the other one that they saved. Some deagles picked up a CZ on Perfecto. So they've got some utility or some weapons to play with to try and convert this. FaZe 8 rounds back now.
I mean, look at Brokey 14, Rob's on 13. They're starting to have, you know, a real output, and the rest of them are not really that far behind. So at least the part of the game that involves FaZe feeling like they can actually fight a little bit here, and they have a lot more of a say than they did in the first half. That part's already kind of been accomplished here. It's a good start. Not so much here for Robs.
No way.
Oh, and Pity gets away with more. Flashbang assist from Simple to set that one up. And it's going to be an execution kill coming in from Rain. Electronic did not realize, so a little bit of a chance to come back into this round here. What a scary situation.
Kerrigan and Twist only have the 1 smoked across, though. That Molotov, they're going to try and use that as some cover. Simple, how much does he want to get aggressive behind it? Okay, there's the second smoke coming in. Wall completed, but it don't matter. Simple's got a blind kill through smoke. 3 on 2, and that's an all-important kill for Rain. No kit yet again.
Yeah, no grenades either. Hearing the steps up there, Simple, he just needs a bit, and he tries to go for it. Takes down Twist. Now Jareen on the other side has to do this on his own. Oh, out from long. He's very exposed. No way! Absolutely no way! He did not just do that.
He didn't even react. All right, well.
Why?
Listen, Apex was trying to do it all event. Simple just showing him how it's done. This is a great shot. Great accuracy snapping over to Twist, but this is just silly. Flashbang is out. Yeah, take the risk, I guess.
What the?
Yeah, that's all you can do. Just laugh, put your head against the chair. Obviously, things just aren't going your way. And Simple doesn't give a damn. 15-6. You're still shocked. You're still speechless.
I am. Yeah, Simple's like, it's welcome to my world. And
everything as I designed it.
yeah. Ridiculous. 15-6. Simple hasn't even really been the high impact player. I mean, he's been playing just fine, but again, Electronic has been doing a lot of this work here, and Bit's been playing pretty well too. So yeah, but
I mean, that T side was like a team win. That was such wonderful calling from Electronic. Everyone had their time for some impact and some kills. Perfecto knows what's coming, drops a smoke. Got a teammate here as well.
It's gonna be hard to handle. Perfecto sneaks in for another shot, and they still got a bit on this crossfire, and Electronic is making his way over. Every second passing, this is going to get worse for FaZe to try and get into the bomb site, and they might have missed the opening already. Nice shot from Twist and Brokey. They're fighting back. They don't want to let go of this map just yet. And Simple, he might not be asking any longer. He might just take it away from them. Twist goes down. He was ready for that one. And now it's all on Brokey, switching it up for the AK-47, but he can't really stay in. He has to come up with some kind of a trick. One flash and he's dead. Trying to sneak through. It's simple. Taking him down, and it's a 16-6 victory for Na'Vi. An absolutely statement win to take down FaZe on the opening map of the series.
Yeah, that is a crazy opening map to have. What a wonderful T-side. 13-2, and then you just got to relax and take your time and close things out in the second half. Helped out, obviously. Simple comes in for the close. The jumping clutch on Rain. Obviously, a wonderful last round as well. But if you're FaZe, you got to just say, look, nothing whatsoever went our way in this game. We got the worst end of the stick each and every time.
Yeah, they did. Huge wake-up call for FaZe. We'll see if they can come back stronger in the second map. It's Infernal. It's coming up right after the break.
I think in-game leader in CS definitely have to have like a feel for the game, and you have to be decisive. You got to trust your own card.
People thought that I wouldn't be an in-game leader ever. No one trusted me. I mean, it's a big challenge, but that's what I'm living for. We are in Stade de France, which is the French stadium where the national team of football and rugby play. It's also our facility for 2 years. For most of French people, it's really known because we won like the first World Cup of France 23 years ago. I used to be an entry fragger for probably 10 years of my career. I love that role. I love playing for the team because the entry fragger, they dies first. Yeah, it's hard work, really hard work. But I always on the side work for the team, like tactically, with nades, with coding. I've never been like that far from being a leader. For some years, I didn't do it myself, even though I could, because I wasn't ready.
There has been some movement on Vitality, as we see here in the lower third. I mean, Alex no longer in the roster, and the team seems to be having its ups and downs.
And when Alex departed the team in 2020, my old coach Xas came to me and said, I think it's time for you. I said, okay. Let me 2 or 3 days. I need to think about that.
A player like Apex now having to be that in-game leader, I think is a huge, huge change for him and a huge responsibility.
And then I came and said, okay, I think I'm ready.
Trust is it's everything in this game. Like if you don't trust your coach, if you don't trust I don't know, manager, analyst, player, why you play this game? Like, it's all about trust. Actually, when he became a leader, I trust him like 100% because he has him in the blood. Like he can motivate, he can cry, he loves CS. He has a lot of emotion, so yeah, I like it. Yeah, you can be a good leader and improve everything.
My name's Johnny. That's gonna happen a lot, by the way. My voice cracks a lot. My name's Johnny. My in-game nickname is JT, and I'm the in-game leader for Complexity.
An absolute massacre at the hands of Na'Vi, particularly in that first half. Just no room for FaZe to be coming up for air. I think Anders and Moses framed this one perfectly. A statement win from Na'Vi.
Yeah, I predicted Na'Vi to win, but I had absolutely no clue this would look anywhere like what we just witnessed. We posed a lot of questions at the beginning of this game, as we would do now with this Na'Vi new look, I would call that. But Electronic answered most of them, not only as an IGL, but also as a player. Stellar performance.
It was a stellar performance coming out of Electronic. A very well-drilled T-side, you know, good pacing. I like the way they were taking map control, and it felt like at all times FaZe were feeling uncomfortable in that CT side. Always a step behind, always second-guessing themselves, and Electronic time and time again. And I actually love this, right? He's playing the same role, but now he's doing it as an in-game leader, so there's even more impact to the kills that he's getting. He was walking out middle fighting openings, he was walking over catwalk fighting opening kills. Electronic, without a doubt, the most impactful player on the show.
Look, you hear from every single interview you're reading or hearing from Na'Vi, everyone is talking about Electronic and his mind for the game. Electronic and his reads, his understanding, his game sense. I think this map suits him perfectly, and all these mid-round situations that Jacob is talking talking about, the tempo. He always just took the time, didn't fall into stress or pressure, just waited a little bit, played 20, 30 seconds in, just so he could figure out the solution. And he did so 80, 90% of the time.
And I like the fact that you bring up tempo as a kind of a key word coming into this, because we had questions about exactly how he would be, you know, characterizing his style as an in-game leader as well. Worked wonders in this particular map.
It worked wonders on Dust 2, and it is one of the most comfortable maps for him as a player as well. We've seen it time and time again. He's always great at finding the opening kills, and as I said, you know, there are a couple of rounds where they took long control early on, and then they would slow down the tempo. They would leave Simple in pit, fall back, and then they will figure out and kind of like get a sense for what is FaZe doing, where the rotations are coming, and every single time it felt like they made the correct call. Whether or not that was lucky sometimes, not too sure, but when you do it over and over again, there's something to it. And as you said, you know, Electronic's understanding of playing Dust 2, we've seen that for years. It's just up there with the best.
Well, let's get a few thoughts from Blade after that incredible map win courtesy of Parla.
Blade, dominant victory on map 1, Dust 2 over FaZe, 16-6. Are you satisfied?
Of course, satisfied.
Now, Electronic was 17-6 by the end of half-time. Is Dust 2 the best map for him to be effective on?
I don't know. We're not just trying some things now. We want to see where he feels comfortable, and with each game we gain something. You know, we understand something and improving.
Talking about improving, how are you finding getting SDY on the team, and do you think he's fitting into the group dynamics?
It depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. He's trying really good, really hard, and we helping him. So it's early to say something now. We need to see more. I think after this event, we'll know really. We will see the vivid picture.
All right, Blade, final question. Up next, it's Inferno. What's going to happen on map number 2?
Interesting. Banana Inferno. So, Deeds will try to be the best on Banana.
Thank you so much, Blade. Everybody keep an eye out for Bits Banana.
We will do indeed, Parla. I love that question, though, framing it as a, you know, is this best map of Dust 2 the best map for Electronic to be coming out and putting up the numbers as well as being comfortable as an in-game leader?
I think how we can frame it is that Dust 2 is not as demanding as Inferno will be in terms of detail and refined protocols that you need to use. On Dust 2, I think strategically speaking, tactically speaking, we've reached the ceiling a long time ago. People know how to address the map. On Inferno, you're going to need to have these protocols a bit more tight. And this is where there could be an issue for Navi.
I agree. I think when it comes to mid-round calling on Inferno, you know, you have banana control, you have mid control. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go up banana? Do you want to go up middle? Do you want to split towards the A-bomb side? There's so many different decisions you can make when you have map control. So there's a lot of stuff you have to take in consideration. For Electronic to call on a map like Inferno, that to me will be the real test. Can he replicate the same kind of performance? Can he control the game from the C side with Navi? Then that will be a statement to me, at least, saying that there's some potential in him as an in-game leader.
Of course, FaZe, that's their map pick coming into this series, but a lot left to be desired on that Dust 2. It just, I don't know, a lot of questions to me in just terms of, you know, what went wrong for them? What was lacking in your opinion?
Yeah, I want to use the term exhaustion when it comes to FaZe, and I want to preface it. I am not excusing their performance just because they've went on a terror event, they've had to play deep runs. I'm not excusing it, but what we have to address is probably the fact that they lack that second gear right now. We've seen it against G2. They started slapping them around on map number 3, and FaZe just rolled over. They gave up. I don't think they have it in themselves to kick into back action, right? They struggle. If the game goes away from them, it's really hard to come back.
I love the fact that you're saying the second gear, because when you think about FaZe and when you think about how they won the major, we all remember the explosive moments coming out for a player like Brokey, right? Having a round where they are maybe struggling a little bit, but then he finds 2 explosive AWP kills, or Robs goes off and pulls off an amazing clutch. We haven't seen that. We didn't see it in Dallas. We haven't seen it in this tournament so far, and I agree with you. They lack that spark to them right now, and that's a bit of a problem for FaZe.
And we had that mic moment. Even Jason was trying to do his best to frame it. Like, guys, we were trying to find something good for FaZe.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of energy, a lot of resources for a team to pull themselves out of the hole that they were digging in, and they've done it in events they've won. Can they do it right now? Is this where they pay the price to build for all these events and all the energy they had to consume?
I love that you bring up Brokey's name, particularly coming into that Inferno, because one moment for him really stands out in my memory at that major grand final, right at the very tail end. It's pushed to OT, a 1v2 clutch from Brokey to be closing out that map as well. This is where I'm really interested to see this Inferno and the change changes that we should be expecting coming into this, considering it's a different NAVI roster?
Yeah, it is a different NAVI roster. I think we all remember what happened in the major final, right? FaZe getting off to a fantastic start, leading 8-0 on the T side, and then everything fall apart. Now, they're playing a different team this time around. They're playing Bit, who's now playing on Banana. They have Sumdar Young playing the pit position. We had Mahone kind of outlining, you know, some of the positional changes that came in for NAVI, and they were looking okay the first time I saw them, especially SDY. He was controlling pit, you know, well enough, but you're taking away Electronic. We have from years and years and years talked about Magic, and we talked about Electronic being the best pit player in the entire world, and now you're moving him out of that position. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you have to. If he's the in-game leader, he cannot be sitting in pit and doing absolutely nothing for the majority of the round.
No, and listen, I have full faith in Electronic's ability to read the game and be in the right position, but what I don't know is how connected or disconnected he's going to be from the rest of his team on the CT side. So I hope Kerrigan goes into this Inferno with the idea of making him move. If he's going to be that third piece from the A side, having to choose between Banana and A side, if you're Kerrigan, just throw some spanner in the work, trying to make him confused, trying to make him have to make decisions, because are you going to believe SDY will do the same job that Electronic would in a 2v5 from pit? I don't think he would. I don't think he can.
Yeah, I would like to see him
test it out.
that. Yeah, 100%. I mean, if we're looking at some of the individuals on the side of FaZe as well, I mean, it was just kind of lacking throughout that Dust 2. Let's just be fair to them. We're obviously just going to be wiping the slate clean coming into this one. Who are you particularly looking at that you feel like should be standing out in this Inferno?
Oh, I would love to see something from Robs. You know, I think Robs is kind of the player that can disturb the defense of NAVI. He's with the lurk that he's coming in with, you know, and Palace coming out middle. Robs is the kind of guy that can make it a living hell for Electronic in terms of calling and figuring out what is going on. So I would love to see more from Robs. You mentioned him himself as well, Brokey during the major. He had some fantastic rounds. There was a couple of times when he just walked up middle, you know, dry and found simple, found a couple of opening kills. He has that explosive element to him, and I agree with what you're saying, Matt. You're right. We need a little bit of a spark coming out of FaZe. I don't care who's it from. We just need one of the players to step up, win a couple of rounds on behalf of himself, and then hopefully the rest of the team will follow up.
And that's supposed to be the signature from FaZe.
Exactly.
We should not be standing here saying, oh man, I don't know who's going to step up. They have at least 4 players. They have a quadro of players who can step up. 4 of these names right now are belonging to the top 20 players in HLTV. I am sure of it, because by the numbers they are, but we haven't seen any of them on Dust 2.
I love that you mentioned that explosive nature, obviously synonymous with Simple as well, because right at the tail end of that Dust 2, sure, they had a million rounds to be playing with, but man, that penultimate round in particular, Simple was angry. He wanted to close that.
That's one of the things that scares me. Simple wasn't too big of an impact on that Dust 2 game, to be completely honest.
Didn't need to be.
No, he didn't need to be, right? So what happens when you go into Inferno and Simple is feeling it, when he's feeling that he's needed on the server? NAVI won and made FaZe look like, I'd say, a tier 2 team, you know, for the vast majority on Dust 2 right here, without the best player in the world playing well. That speaks volumes, right?
That is so ridiculous.
You go into Inferno and there's a chance that Simple will pull more of this stuff off.
I can't even. And I just like the fact he doesn't even react to that jump shot. He's just like, business as usual.
Done it so many times.
Yeah, well, this is sure to be an absolute banger. And you guys can get involved at home as well. Make sure you're tuning in on Blast TV to have your say on the broadcast. I know there's some fan questions to be asking. Yeah, we're all hanging in there. Come and have a chat with us during this map. It's sure to be an absolute banger. It is going to be going to Inferno. FaZe's pick coming into things to see if they can push us to a third and final decider in the hopes of sealing their spot in the Altus Arena in front of a crowd. We're going to see how it goes down after this.
Die.
Quarterfinals continue here in Lisbon at the Blast Premier Spring Finals. Navi up 1-0 in this series of just an incredible first map, a dominant first map in FaZe. It's their turn to recover.
Surely is. We're going to be playing on Inferno, so if there's a good chance, I think that FaZe could do a lot of work here. But what a grotesque start to the day.
Yeah, well, I think the nice thing about this map, we saw it on Dust 2, Navi just controlling the entire pace of that game from the T side to start with. But Inferno, as we saw yesterday against G2, this is kind of what prompted me to say that FaZe had played such an aggressive game. This map in particular, Kerrigan was pushing down mid constantly. They were harassing down Banana. They were really able to disrupt G2's T side. They're going to need another look like that here on Inferno when they do eventually switch over to the CT side. You cannot let Navi just dictate all the pace every single round for 15 rounds. We'll see what they can bring in because they're facing elimination here in the playoffs already. A bit early for the #1 team in the world.
Yes, it is. Well, welcome to Inferno.
Speaking of early?
Yeah, Rob's another one of those. I didn't even see him. Just straight dead. Oh,
that's so unreasonable. Get one more. One tap.
Oh, he's trying, isn't he? He really wants it. So stupid, isn't it? What do you even do? He hasn't even reloaded yet.
No, he's got the magic magazine.
Yeah, all right, there we go.
Okay, calm down. Don't turn around when you're behind that smoke. That's not a wall. It's not going to stop bullets, but still sticking around for more. And now he sees 2 coming in Banana. He's done his work. He's gotten 2 kills, but he knows he's got one behind him. Good flashbang setup. Way to pull them up Banana and go back for it, but can't land the shots, and now it's time to give it away entirely.
Yeah, but they can smoke it off, and if you buy a little bit more time, just make it uncomfortable. And Electronic has managed to push all the way out with the dually, so if they cross back on this side of the map, they're going to be found out no matter what.
The question is he going to pull the trigger with those dualies at that range, you know? Like, that's not a good place for it. 38 seconds. Brokey and Rain all the way towards alt mid just to make sure nobody's pushed up. They're coming back to Banana. They're going to hit the B bomb site no matter what.
Yep. They just wanted to check that they weren't being immediately flanked.
It doesn't matter. Even if they were, like, there's still going to be 3 players at the B bomb site. But you can understand the idea, just making sure there's no fast flank.
Couple of missed shots now from Simple. And there we go. Another headshot. Make it a triple. And he finally goes down, but Bit is here to take over. And it's a 4th player in CT spawn. Not even needed this time around. Good defense. Good start to Inferno for Navi.
And that's just that's one of those rounds where Simple's just on one and he wants to stay aggressive in Banana, and just everyone else nearby him is just playing support. You have Bit with those flashbangs with the smoke as well to follow it up, and nothing FaZe can do.
Yeah. Tough beginning, but I mean, it is a pistol round. That shoot that can happen. When we get to the second half, I mean, something else that's really worth thinking about is if Navi are going to be playing as slow as they did on the T side of Dust 2, if they try that on this map, they can get slowed down way more because of the grenade usage, right? So it might impact them a lot more if they try and play that same style.
It won't be that slow, right? Because you know they have to at least be able to pressure to force out some nades. So there's going to be more and more engagements.
Well, some deagles on the board. Lonely Tech 9 on Robs. Let's see if they can do some damage here. I mean, it just felt like maybe some of the later rounds, Brokey had a pretty good round with the AWP, but we just didn't see him. I mean, the desk we're talking about it in between the 2 maps here. Just they have so much firepower on that team, and it just didn't feel like it at all.
No, they didn't get to really utilize any of it in any kind of great way. Now the prospect of starting T-side on Inferno to keep your playoff dreams alive, to stay alive in this quarterfinal series. They know the position of Rain. Dualies are out. Good kill from Brokey, but so much attention taken over towards Rap side. Simple somehow manages an impossible situation again and again. Perfecto with those dualies. Out of library gets the final kill.
Good transfer from Simple.
That's one way to put it, yeah. I thought he was dead like 10 times over. When he got pulled that far...
Pop, pop. Yeah, he's out in the open right there, so... It could have been dangerous, but they controlled the situation pretty well. Got Deagles and Tech9s back on the side of FaZe. So, see if they can do a little bit more damage once again. Maybe get rid of some of those MP9s. Oh, Simple already. Hitting the ground. Headshot from Kerrigan. They're being very aggressive in the middle, and with the pistols on the other side, it's so hard to control. Some Dayan coming in to help out, and Rops hasn't really signaled it yet, but they have a really good idea. They might have heard him step somewhere because they seem to be sure of it. good, quick 3 rounds in favor of Navi.
I'll tell you what, if this first gun round from FaZe isn't clean, I'm gonna start feeling worried. Maybe not clean, but if they get dominated in this round, I'm really worried that FaZe has just come in flat on a day where Navi comes in real hot. Let's see what they've got here. AKs are out on the board, no AWP on Brokey, not unusual for T-Side Inferno, and probably didn't have the money, frankly. But here we go.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I would start to feel the same way. It's looking scary right now for the FaZe side of things. Maybe for everybody else in the tournament too. This is the kind of Navi you really don't want to face. Let's see. Rain is already being fairly aggressive, looking up in those apartments, hanging around, trying to see if he can find any kind of an opening for his team. They're early with that AWP on Simple, so if they try to go for a jump, or he's thinking about it, could have pulled the trigger right then against the Molotov. I mean, it's possible to try and get the timing down, but gonna fall back and wait to reveal that weapon over on this side of the map.
This is a great looking Navi for a team that dropped a series earlier in the event against OG to open it up, but in that series, a 1-2 loss for Navi. They did win Inferno 16-7. 3 players at the B bomb site for now, including Simple with the op. Some Die Young in pit. Electronic playing the rotational position. At the moment, stepping in front of the wrap side smoke. Perfect flashbang by himself, I believe. Rain gets the trade, but the B bomb site is under attack.
Tight angle for Simple, but Rain crouches right into it. Huge opening right there. If Rain could have somehow even just stayed alive, it would have pulled Simple and sort of kept him over on this side of the map. But now they're ready. 25 seconds, trying to come through the smoke, but there's just so much defense on the other side here. Perfecto with a nice double kill, and Simple will take that headshot every single time. That is a very clean defense coming out right here.
Okay, I'm worried. That's the one. I'm worried for FaZe right now. Not only because of FaZe looking a little bit flat so far in these opening 2 maps, and obviously still very early on in Inferno, but Navi had this read the whole time. I mean, even Electronic was playing in CT spawn with Simple as a 3rd player at the B bomb site already. A lot of faith in some Die Young alone in pit, but they had the perfect reads, the perfect utility usage to counter everything that FaZe is doing. So Navi's got a very good feel for the game at the moment.
It feels like it, doesn't it? They need somebody to... Ooh, good block. Electronic. That's a good read. Again, it's so strange to watch when you think about the firepower. So you'd think almost any of these players would be able to swing and challenge some of these Navi players and just create an opening in a random round. But they're not. We're not feeling the impact of that right now.
We're not feeling the confidence really out of it. Like Navi really, like Dust 2 feels like Navi really put FaZe in their place, and now I mean FaZe has to work up the courage to kind of get themselves back into things. Tech9s, this is going to be a fast-paced hit right off the back of utility usage. Some Die Young blind up on the balcony. Simple's got a blind kill, and another one inside of the bomb site. He's eventually going to get wrapped upon, but Electronics here for support, and again, no access whatsoever for FaZe. They get the 1 kill, and that's it.
3 headshots from Electronic as well with that M4A1, so pretty quick with it.
Only 6 kills for FaZe in the first 5 rounds of this map. It's fine that Kerrigan slips the net, because Simple's got enough kills to activate Electronic through the smoke to pull it right back. First timeout used by FaZe early as they go into their 2nd full buy of the half. Maybe it's the new haircut.
It could be. I would call the Backstreet Boys return.
Yeah, sure.
The Nick Carter style.
Doesn't have the frosted tips, I don't think. That comes later.
That comes later, yeah. Something to work towards. Listen, it's all fashion, it's all circular, isn't it? You sort of wait long enough and...
It's coming right back.
It's coming right back.
Okay, op in the hands of Brokey, op in the hands of Simple, of course. Round number 6.
Brokey, does he want to go for the challenge? He tries, but Simple's on the other side. In many ways, larger than life himself, Jason.
Well done.
Thanks.
I hate you. Pit with the kill down Banana as well. Simple, again, look at this defense. 2 players at the A bomb site, even with 1 picked off, no one's in any kind of a rush to rotate over towards A. Simple's all on his own as he's maintaining aggression with that op in quad. Electronic and Perfecto rotating over.
3 versus 4. A lot of damage on, but Simple will take down Rain. Rock his body right.
Stop it. You stop that right now. Simple maintaining aggression, gets another one, and that's an impossible kill to recover from for Simple. But Rops really has nowhere to go. Bits low on HP. He's picked up the bomb. 52 seconds. This would be one of those clutches that you feel would breathe some energy into the team and get FaZe back into the game. But he's a long way from that. Electronic in pit.
40 seconds. It's doable with the time that's left, but he does need... He needs to surprise someone. That has to be the way this starts. Quick kill on one player. Try to isolate the next fight before the third rotation comes in. 25 seconds, and he's just not getting any vision on anyone, and he's pretty far out right now. Gonna be so confusing them. Why am I not seeing even anybody? There's the look, but it takes too long, and Electronic will take him down. Nice attempt from Robs. I don't know what he's supposed to do. He needs some vision on someone, and it takes 15 seconds for him to even find that.
Simple is just a one-man defense at the A bomb site this whole time. He just holds it so strong. Brokey, a little frustrated the follow-up peek. This was great. Nobody to trade Rain off, and here as well. 1 kill on Kerrigan, but he's not getting away from Rops. What are you supposed to do against that? FaZe just getting picked apart in a way that doesn't even allow them to work together to take the map control afterwards.
Yeah. I don't know, Jason, but much worse. FaZe don't know either.
Yeah, that part seems apparent.
What an interesting day. I looking at the schedules there, I thought this is going to be...
2 bangers.
2, yeah, real close games.
Yeah, give me like 6 overtimes today. Give me 2, 3 mappers.
That's probably what it felt like. That's what it should have been.
I can hear production crying right now at the thought.
Well, yes, they did have some long days, didn't they? Some long days. Well,
Halls pop. It's a classic.
Kerrigan setting up one. There's a second flashbang coming as well. We'll see if it's going to be good enough with the Tech 9s behind it. Flashers are kind of already worn off, so don't know if they went quite deep enough. Good kill there from Robs, but they need more, and he's not going to be able to with the Galil. Simple will take him down already, and now that it's slowed down, I mean, for this strategy to work, you need the early kill, you need to be down on the floor of that pit, otherwise it's not going to be fast enough, and backup will show up.
Simple ain't losing today. You want to talk about Sum Young coming in as just I mean, I guess, I don't even know what to call it really. Not really a stand-in, but I guess a tryout perhaps would be a more accurate way to phrase it. Already got some of the protocols down. Pop Flash comes in, he gets blind, makes his presence known on balcony, drops, but tucks himself close to the wall so that nobody can see him, nobody can pick him off, and that's where Simple's able to come from the broken wall and cover his position. Beautifully done. 7-0.
They've tried almost everything FaZe except for the head desk slam. That's yet to be packed out here for the FaZe side of things. Something to think about, really. Roki gets a kill to open it up with, but Kerrigan gets taken down. It's a nice attempt. Committed.
Oh,
Kerrigan,
Jesus.
you've got to say, oh, it's close. I actually think that was a really nice attempt from Kerrigan. Look at the damage that he did. He had a Molotov behind him. He had almost no space to work with, and he nearly got that kill. Not a bad try, but just not working.
Again, look at the emphasis, though. 3 players at the B bomb site with well over a minute left in the round. Sum Young alone in pit. I think this round FaZe might have sussed it out. I have no idea he's alone, but at least they're making the right call, even if it is blind. If you drop this round, because remember, Electronic and Bit, if this A-hold isn't strong, they're saving. They're not moving out of these positions in the B bomb site. So it's all on Perfecto's decision as he rotates over, and it's all on Sum Young and Pit.
They do have a Molotov as well. Actually, have 2 Molotovs, so they could firebomb him out, and that would be the real play. Yeah, there we go. Down onto the bicycle. Sum Young. At least that smoke will give him a little bit of space to work with, and he goes aggressive. This is a smart move, and he gets a headshot on Rain on top. And now they're so far away. If they would have been closer, I mean, they're still going to try and run a little bit closer right now, but if they would have even been in CT spawn here, they'd just go for it right away.
I don't know if I see a world in which you actually go for this. Such low HP on Electronic and Bit.
They stopped running. I don't think Brokey's heard them. They are right behind him in the middle. And yeah, now he's thinking about it. Comes back in, already scoped up, and even took a minute to get that one back for Perfecto. And now it's definitely done. So That was, from some youngest point of view, that's a really cool defense. And the fact that that smoke, that's a T smoke that they want to cross in and get the bomb down, but he uses it as a way to actually go and fight Electronic. Oh, surely no way.
No way.
He's going to go for it. Nope. They come back for him, and he's not going to win the round, but he did make it real expensive.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, Brokey's way too close to let that one happen. But yeah, losing all the weapons, even in victory, is so tough. Look at the buy you're going to have coming out of a victory. That's got to be painful. Good shot from Brokey. Simple, a little overexposed, looking towards alt mid, and also closing the round out, shutting down the retake before it begins.
Wow. Okay.
Timeout from NAVI this time, as they want to talk things over. They've still got plenty of cash after this buy. They've had a good amount of money build up. It's still, I mean, again, another round. I don't think FaZe, they might have kind of caught on to it this time, but maybe they would assume it's because of the damage. Just a heavy lean from Navi's defense towards the B-bomb site. They're really entrusting solo players at A.
It feels like right now in the metagame a lot, you can get away with that because it's so hard for the T side to figure out what's happening. You can do those B leans really. I mean, in the beginning, people just did it and they ran back. So they had like 3 people throwing grenades and they ran back. But it's like that time kept getting extended more and more, and now people realize, well, we can actually keep 3 people for a real long time.
Yeah.
Because it's real unlikely that someone's going to rush the A bomb side on this map. It's not something that happens a lot. So Simple is looking down the middle again. They still have some money in the bank, Navi, even after that that last round. Bit trying to navigate all the fire and flames that's up here. No one on the other side to catch at the moment. So, battle for Banana continues. It's going to slowly back on out. He did have Perfecto ready with flashbangs in hand if he needed it. So, good control for FaZe. At least they have Banana.
Yeah, that's something. Something to work off of.
It's a start.
Still 3 people here. It's going to transfer into the bomb site. Simple's going to get aggressive. Timing shot doesn't land. That's when the M4 swings out. He's trying to keep them at bay. Good nade from Simple as well. And Perfecto lying in wait.
Yeah, back at the bomb site. He just has to stay alive and buy a little bit of time. Or even better than that if he gets a kill on top. But he's the only one on the bomb site. So if he dies too quick, then those smokes are still going to be up. And there could be a bomb plant behind it. Waiting inside, though. Perfecto is playing this rock solid at the moment. Nice triple for him here. And Simple, flash doesn't even matter. He saw Rops beforehand. There's another good defense. And another round where they had 3 in that bomb site.
Yeah, and I mean, they're catching FaZe off guard completely. Even with that initial kill, the initial 1-for-1, you have to feel FaZe was excited about that one. And a perfect support flashbang from Simple to allow Perfecto for this peek up high in the sky along the roof above him. And Navi's just playing this perfectly. I mean, we mentioned at the beginning of the series, teams making the fewest mistakes possible. Navi is just playing an excellent fundamental game.
Yeah, truly. 17-6 right now for Simple. That is a horrifying sight for anyone on the FaZe side. Electronic gonna open it up. They're trying to see if they can switch it back and wrap around the arch, but Simple, it doesn't want to maybe fight that with an AWP. Did throw out a flashbang, and Bit is there to take over some of his duties controlling arch. So, still not bad.
The series is done. FaZe ain't coming back in this one.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
No, they look done entirely.
Yeah. You can see even just the amount of control that Simple has over some of these rounds.
I'm going to be so impressed if FaZe muster up a comeback here. 9-1.
Quad kill for Bit. But still, Simple in the lead. 17 kills. Audio saying, I want it that way. Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's ready to get down. Your appreciation of Backstreet Boys tracks is
I don't know anything.
Not what
about,
I thought it was.
I don't know anything
More of an
about
NSYNC kind of guy.
98 Degrees. I know the names of the bands. That's about it. I don't really know the songs.
Your loss.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll take that loss.
And so will FaZe, apparently.
Yeah.
9-1 is... Yeah, it's not even the scoreline. I think what you're saying is the look and feel of it here.
Yeah, just eye test of the way Navi is dominating this. All the right reads, all the right rotations, all the right utility usage, and I mean, just even after that, you're just winning the straight up duels.
Yeah, they're not even falling back from that fight in the apartments. Like, yeah, we're just gonna stick around and keep the battle going. nice find from Kerrigan. From awkward position, but yeah, SDY probably can't really hang around the boiler room forever to try and hold it, and maybe a chance here.
Yeah, but this position from Sumdayoung is just so strong to make it awkward in the post plant.
Yeah, they have to worry about that while they're being pushed from the other side. Oh, nice Molotov. Kerrigan with a headshot. He's going to have to do just a little bit more. Flash over. Sumdayoung making a lot of noise running down. That's an easy shot for Kerrigan to hit, but does he realize Perfecto's already up, crouching in? And he gets the headshot. It's a nice attempt. A triple kill for Kerrigan. Nearly getting that clutch, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, almost a great recovery in the round as well, considering the way it started. I think it was, what, like a 3-on-5, 2-on-5 at one point when Simple and Sumdayoung get finished with this. I think a 2-on-5 is the correct answer, as he's going to get a second kill right here. So Rain and Kerrigan almost pull it back, but that position from Sumdayoung just keeps Kerrigan pinned down on the bomb site, keeps it so difficult from knowing what's coming next.
Definite frustration, and you can't even blame them for it.
No. I mean, this is a round they try and pick up the pace towards the A bomb site, right? And then all of a sudden, instead of 3B like they've seen most of the half, it's Simple pushed up in halls, Sumdayoung pushed up in halls, and you have a third defender on Rap side. So what are you supposed to do? You can't even get the right read of what defense you're going against at any point during these rounds.
Crazy, isn't it?
I did not expect this Navi today. That's a great looking chicken.
Yeah.
Good coloring.
That's your favorite chicken?
That's a handsome chick.
Well, no emotional response to Backstreet Boys, but the chickens. Take what that you will, members of the audience. Simple. Oof, nice fallback. Yeah, he's been so ready to go for that kind of aggression that Rain sees that smoke and is like, I know what this is. So good start to the round here for FaZe.
They've used a lot of nades here. Twist hasn't even turned the corner yet.
See if there's the flash for Perfecto. Oh, smoke is down right as that happens, but Bit is still feeling it. He knows he's put the pressure on. Twist is on the other side. And he wants to go find it. He sneaks around. Surely he's going to lose this fight. Oh, he's got him locked in. That's actually Kerrigan. Twist stays alive somehow, but that is wild. They're so aggressive. They're so ready to... And the confidence is just with Navi right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That push seemed insane, especially when it didn't complete the kill on Twist. You imagine they'd be ready for that kind of peek around the edge of the smoke, but still grabs one more frag. Navi going to pull everyone over to the A bomb site. All three players. You're doubled in pit. And Perfecto is now coming out of library into the A bomb site. So if FaZe do eventually pull the trigger here, they're in for a world of hurt.
You would feel like, again, it's not fair because you feel like this is our round, you know, 3 versus 4. And you're going to be walking into a stack. Perfecto already spotting them out. When they see him, though, that should be a giveaway. But I don't know if they have time. They don't now. 20 seconds. They can't really backtrack easily to the B-bomb site. So even if they found out, it's not going to matter now. They're walking into a trap right here. Oh, it's heartbreaking. Headshot comes through. Perfecto with a double. And it's all been shut down. Brokey, 9 seconds. And he cannot win the rounds. SDY taking him down. And there's nothing that's working out for FaZe right here.
No, Navi's making all the right decisions. On a team level, on like the macro level of the entire team and rotating across the map and pulling out stacks at the right moment, but also the individual decisions. Perfecto having some attention out towards the Rap side and just says, I'm falling into the bomb site. Electronic, watch my Rap. You're in pit. You're doubled up. You have the new angle on that. And him and Sumdayoung just set up a perfect crossfire. I think even when they watch this back, I think there are going to be some rounds where Kerrigan's just like, these are like blind reads from Navi. Like, don't even know if we gave up all the information needed.
Yeah, and that's true, right? If they went back and look at the demo, I'm sure that's what they find out. They'd be like, all right, well, guess they just rolled the dice on that one and it just worked out. Twist, good takedown of Bit. Flashed into that fight. He did nearly die himself, but it's worth it.
Well, if you can't win this round with some opening kills.
Why are you trying to jinx them?
I just like to watch the world burn.
Well, there's a good chance right here. Certainly going to be a lot of discussion around this this FaZe team afterwards, because not the first sign of weakness that we've seen in the tournament. That's why they're in the quarterfinals to begin with.
Oh no, that can't be real.
Smackdown! Brokey and Kerrigan get blown up. Rops. If you can't say it again, Jason.
Oh my lord. They haven't even gotten a follow. They haven't even done a point of damage after the opening kill. The nade strike in mid is so brutal. Rops left in a 1v4. I don't really have words to describe it any longer. There goes Electronic, but Simple's here, and he hasn't been missing much this game. Yeah, that's one way to... Yeah, nice utility usage, exactly. That's the first. And the follow-up from Sum Dai Young. Absolutely perfect for a double.
Devastating. And a Molotov on top, you know.
Just in case.
Just in case. Oh, this... Yeah.
What a contrast. Laughing and giggling on the Na'Vi side, and silence and no emotion on the FaZe side.
Yeah. Well, probably are some emotions, but... Oh, there we go. They're trying to give it a back. There's some good nade damage. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but...
But you can just tell, like, the kind of thought process from FaZe, too, is they're just like, you know, we haven't really been able to get firm control of Banana throughout this half. Like, we've never had it. We've never really been able to neutralize the aggression effectively enough to feel comfortable.
Yeah. Top fragger on the FaZe side is Brokey at 8 kills. Bottom fragger on the other team is Bit with 9. So...
Yeah, that says a lot.
Something's wrong. 12-1. I picked FaZe today as well. I need him to quit playing games with my heart. So.
Oh, thank God we're only doing one game today.
Yeah.
Double kill from Simple. Gonna keep Na'Vi in the man advantage. 4-3. And he's gonna go back for more. Surely he's not gonna stop. Surely he just doesn't care. Oh, and it's a freebie. Close to the corner. It's a no-scope.
I'm sorry, we're not laughing at FaZe. This is so ridiculous.
I'm laughing a little bit at
Oh, why is he doing it? He's got the quad kill. He's 1 away from picking up that AWP ace, but seems like Electronic's probably going to get there first, and that would be annoying, wouldn't it? Harrigan running in. Oh, are they going to try? It almost looked like Electronic was holding his trigger there. It will, in the end, be another round for Na'Vi. 13-1.
Oh, dear. Yeah, and they already think this is clear, Rain. Like, his teammates are already up mid. He thinks there's no way someone's peeking. Oh, excuse me, that was the first kill. He's just jumping up. This is the one where they already thought it was clear. Twist had no idea, and Rops can't do anything about the trade. You know, there are some games that we talk about and players talk about, and I've experienced where Simple's just going off in a way where you can't beat him no matter what you do. The problem here is Simple's having that kind of a game, but so are the other 4 players on his team.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no weak link you can spot right now. It just doesn't seem. And the only reason Bit probably has 9 kills is that he's been doing just a lot more utility work and he's been flashing people in along with Perfecto maybe. So they've just been a little bit more bored, but.
The domination is so complete from Na'Vi on these 2 maps that we've played, that the only 2 maps we'll play in this series essentially, that I believe, that I don't even really take anything away negative about FaZe at the moment. Like, I can't even like say like, yeah, they've had a slow event, yeah, they've been a little shoddy in this tournament, yeah, like, you know, it's just been Na'Vi just has all the right answers at the moment. Nothing's going wrong for him.
Okay. Bit of a headshot. Yeah, this does seem like it's a hard match to maybe take too much away from, other than the fact that Na'Vi and Simple are looking red hot right now. He's smoking it off, looking for a bit more.
No.
Tried to do it again. He really tried, didn't he?
I believed. I felt it. I thought it was coming. That would have been freakish.
Well, he's been doing it all game, so I think everyone was feeling that one. 35 seconds. Brokey, 1 versus 2. Even the horses are getting nervous in the background. Tried for a little bit there. Brokey looking for anything again. I mean, he's playing this the right way. He wants to isolate it into a one-on-one, but he just can't do it. Electronic will take him down. It is a 14-1 victory in the first half in favor of Na'Vi. That is shocking. We'll see what happens in the second half. It's coming up right after the break.
I hit the top here.
It's a triple. I'm blind. Ruins a triple, ruins a triple.
Going to triple still. Ratchet rooms.
Still triple. I'm
One shot gone.
Triple and ambulance.
Why?
NT.
Well, that is the mood. A little bit on FaZe.
NT.
Use some size on that side.
Yeah.
We're back with the second half, and it's the second map, and a 50-50 chance for FaZe to win.
Yeah, that's how it works.
They either win or lose.
50-50.
I went to university, Jason. I know how this works.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see.
This series went live at 3:30 p.m. local time. It's now like what, 5:10? This might be like a record for one of the fastest BO3s we've had in a long time.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Although Electronic goes down at the beginning here, so let's see if they can find a little bit more. Kerrigan's out fighting on Banana. Fit with a bit of a return. Perfecta with a nice headshot as well.
Oh my lord.
Wow, they're chewing them up under. They're not even going to give them a chance to get into the second half. Brokey. Flash doesn't do that much, but it doesn't matter. Simple's out on the hunt, finding his second kill of the round. Rops down in the middle. Bomb's going to be planted, and even worse. Yeah, Perfecta was there to already spot him out, so not much he could do. I think I saw at the bottom the odds were 25-1. So.
I think it's probably even worse than that. They probably don't even have a graphic that goes higher than that.
Yeah. Oh man. 25 kills on Simple in the first half.
In the first half alone.
Please.
It was absolutely crazy. He was incredible. The whole NAVI team was just incredible from just a general, bigger, larger picture perspective.
This is how the internet came up with the insult of people tryharding, right? Because if you can't win, at least you can say
you can make them feel ashamed for being good.
Yeah, at least I didn't try as much as you did.
Yeah, at least I didn't invest more time.
Yeah. If you really want to win, then fine, whatever.
Take it, you rat.
Oh, they're having such a good time on the NAVI side.
I'm so amazed by this. I think you're right. This is the kind of game, especially against a team like FaZe, where it's got to put the rest of the field on notice. Like, look, this is the NAVI that's coming to play in the playoffs. This is the NAVI that's going to be on the stage tomorrow. Good luck. And I believe the winner of this plays OG.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
I should probably confirm that before I say things out loud.
It's fine, just make it. That's all right. No one's.
Yes, the winner of this plays OG. I was right.
Oh, wow.
Nicely done. So rematch for NAVI. Strike back from the opening map of the opening series of the event for them. Get some revenge.
Yeah, that actually could be a lot of fun. That makes me really happy. I'd love to see that that rematch happen. That could be an interesting scenario. See if NAVI are going to be, if they're back in this form. I don't even know what it'll take.
Well, and you want to talk about another good opera that's sitting on a little bit of a hot streak from the major, and even before that, whose name is starting popping up more and more. Degster standing in for N2 in the OG lineup. Like, let's see a Degster versus Simple battle.
Could be fun. 50 seconds now. 4 versus 3. And isolated in the bomb site, all on his own, fighting with the MP9. It's Robs. Good double kill for him. It's not bad. By a little bit of time, Rain goes down, though. Teammates trying to get here, but it won't matter. 16-1. Na'Vi, they send FaZe packing like it was nothing.
They might have packed their bags for them. FaZe getting back to the hotel and realize all their stuff's in the lobby. It's ready to go now.
Yeah, they did in one of those movies where they stuffed the bodies into the luggage to get them away. They don't even have seats on the flight, Jason.
It's so crazy. What, 46 kills for Simple in this series across both maps is just an unbelievable effort. And like I said, if you're FaZe, I don't even think you can necessarily I mean, you're obviously going to be upset about the loss, but I don't even know if there's anything really you can be too bothered by in terms of your own individual play. Regardless, we've got the perfect people to tell me if I'm right or wrong on that one. We've got Freya, Pimp, and Maniac.
If you look up domination in the dictionary, this map is exactly what you will see as the definition. Just a pure massacre from Na'Vi. I thought FaZe would have what it would take to be coming back into this one, particularly it being their map pick. But one solitary round, Machu, just not good enough from FaZe.
I'm still recovering from that game. Honestly, I share the look of disbelief on Robin's eyes, just thinking, what the hell just happened? What the hell was that? How on earth could we foresee such a performance from Na'Vi? I had them taken this series, but I thought this would be an absolutely nail-biter of a game, a barn burner, 3 maps, hard games. Hell no, none of that shit, none of that. If it was a spanking, I don't even know where to start.
It's just a contrast, right? As you said, the expectations from everyone was coming into this game that it was going to be close. We had the major final between the two teams as well, where it ended in overtime, back and forth. And then we get this, we get Na'Vi playing some fantastic Counter-Strike, and FaZe just lost from energy, lost from desire to get anything done. It's hard to be critical of FaZe. Obviously, winning one round is just not good enough, but Na'Vi played a perfect game of Counter-Strike right here.
147 ADR for
Not too bad.
We talked about it. We said Dust 2, he was average. He was doing his job. He wasn't exactly required, but we knew he could catch on fire. And once again, he comes in with the reference CT side on Inferno, being mobile as we like, being aggressive as we like, with the rifle, with the AWP. He was everywhere on the map. Man, I told you at the beginning of this series, like Simple in the circumstances we're in right now, I don't know why. I had the feeling that the man would be absolutely inhuman.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely incredible to witness when we're talking about, the context that Na'Vi are coming into this with as well. The fact that they've had to switch up their in-game leader, Electronic, not traditionally in that role. We had questions, particularly coming into this map. He thoroughly impressed us on Dust 2. We were saying, is this an easier ground? Perhaps not taking anything away from his performance, but he showed us Inferno, he's here to stay.
In all fairness, they didn't get to play the T side, so we have no idea whether or not Na'Vi would look good on the T side against FaZe. But when you have a guy like Simple just controlling the map like he was, you've seen the highlights right here. He's on Banana, he's on Coils, right? He's on Arch as well. He's just moving all over the apartments as well, for that matter. He's all over the map with the AWP. FaZe could do nothing right in this one. So for Electronic to be a caller in this game, he didn't really have to do anything. Just buy Simple an AWP and let him do what he does.
I mean, even then, I thought that the setups were perfect. They were perfect from Na'Vi. They always had the read. They always had 3 people. They never over-rotated. They were always one step ahead. Let's be real, okay? If we're going to replay this game 100 times, this might have been the 1 or 2% extremely positive side for Na'Vi. That's the truth. There's no way for me to replay this match and imagine that we would have the same result. But this is a very scary sample as to what can happen when you play against Na'Vi and Electronic gets in the groove, he knows what's going to happen, and Simple and the rest catches on fire. You're OG right now. You're watching this, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, they must be shaking in their boots. And I mean, unfortunately for FaZe, that does mean they are eliminated here from Lisbon. But we do have a few words courtesy of Karrigan before their departure.
Karrigan, tough loss there against Na'Vi. Let's go to Dust 2, 16-6. What was going on your CT side?
Yeah, it's a big question mark. I feel like we get red and we got outplayed in every single moment on CT side. They didn't never really came long in that sense, so I felt like there's one duo everywhere on the map, and we had the same issue against D2 yesterday, so obviously we were not able to fix it for today. So yeah, they played really great and they were on fire today.
Talking about fire, Inferno 16-1. Why couldn't you get anything going on your T side?
Yeah, it's a big question mark. I felt like when we actually got an entry, we went to side, they stacked, so they read that situation really good, but they got a lot of entries, we never got rolling, people were not there, and the initiative was not that good, and we didn't hit our shots individually, so literally no chance today.
The result at Dallas and now here in Blast, coming off the major, is it a bit expected, reaching a lifelong goal and then sort of stepping off the pedal a bit?
No, I'm very disappointed with the results. I think Dallas was all right. Could have been better there, but we were there. We played good CS. We lost in a fortunate situation, but here, the last 4 matches we played here, we got utterly smashed, and that's not good enough, and that's not the expectation we need to have after even winning a major or whatever you do in life. You can't drop up like that. So I don't know what it is. We have to talk today, but I hopefully it's the practice time. We haven't had enough. So yeah, we need to win Cologne, else this is a very bad season in the end for us.
All right, so up next then, focus is on Cologne.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we don't go to the final of Cologne, I'm going to be really disappointed with the season, even though we start out really good, because the way we play right now is not the way we played at all at any time of the season. So very disappointed with the last few results.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to say to the Karrigan and FaZe fans out there, now's your chance.
Yeah, sorry for not reaching the playoff, or we did reach the playoff, but the arena here, would I like to play here in Lisbon? Well, it didn't happen, so yeah, hopefully we can manage to make the FaZe fans happy in Cologne, so yeah.
Thank you, Karrigan, and best of luck going forward.
Props to Karrigan for giving us a few words after incredibly tough loss versus NAVI. And I think the question that Paula posed about, where does this leave FaZe? After winning the major, coming into Dallas, faltering there, not making it in front of the crowd now, huge question marks for FaZe.
Yeah, huge question marks. And I can't help to think, right, if anyone ever had any doubt whether or not Karrigan is still motivated, when he's saying that it's going to be a poor season, it's going to be a bad season if they're not going to win Cologne, or at least do well at Cologne, they just want a major. The goddamn man won the major that he's been seeking for such a long period. They established themselves as the #1 team in the world, and I'd still argue they are the #1 team in the world, but he's going to say right here that it's a bad season if they don't play well at Cologne. He's still very motivated, and to me, that's expectations down his shoulders right now.
See, because if you want to stay at the top, you have to suffer the test of time in Counter-Strike, and that's what Karrigan is talking about in his interview. If they bow down in Cologne, if Cologne is a bad event for them, then who's out there can't say that these were just 3 months for FaZe? That would be 3 months of domination, so they are at a very important construction point for the lineup, and we have to see a reaction.
Yeah, definitely a tough point for FaZe to be facing. But for NAVI, moving into the arena, they will be. And as you were mentioning, Matthew, OG waiting for them. A rematch on the cards for them too. And in front of the crowd. This is going to be a tough one just after the NAVI that we just saw.
Yeah, listen, it's not going to be the same thing as the first time around. I can guarantee you this. Jason had a few words during the cast talking about the Dexter versus Simple matchup. Yeah. That one has something to it. There's a little bit of nerd to that one.
Yeah, for sure. And again, the revenge coming in, the potential revenge coming in from NAVI. I've seen that before. We've seen NAVI before. They go into the lower bracket and then they make the beautiful run all the way into the final and win the entire thing. I'm getting NAVI, 2020, 2021 vibes right here.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how that does play out. But we have to see who will be earning the final spot in the Altus Arena in front of our glorious crowd. That's going to come down to either Vitality or ENCE to be grabbing that one hands-on. It's going down after this break. Don't go anywhere.
I played since 2001. I started in a basement. Now we're getting salary flying across the whole world. Giving that back to fans who made this sport a possibility, because if there's no viewers, I wouldn't live my dream today.
I think Counter-Strike belongs in arenas, to be honest. The entertainment product, the sport, it's just living when the roar of the crowd is firing through the stadium.
I think that the Danish CSGO fans are definitely crazy, but in a good way.
754 days we've been without a stage, without a stadium, without a crowd. But now Blast is finally back where we belong.
This feeling cannot be explained. The electric atmosphere, the rumble of the stage, the roar of the crowd, all eyes on you. The wait is over as we return to the only way Counter-Strike truly should be played. Nothing compares to LAN.
Vitality still not living up to the hype versus pain. The troubles are not over for the Bees as they will need to sting harder than ENCE.
They're gonna get punished way worse. Oh yeah. Nice work from Isuta. He is ice cold in here.
Oh my lord.
What a beautiful ace.
Underwhelming versus OG, ENCE need to step it up, but Vitality stand in their way. Can they finally make it easy for ENCE?
Hades got a real chance here, catching them as they desperately try to get over to that site, and now there is simply no chance.
One final spot free on the grand stage as ENCE and Vitality are clashing. Fight or flight, quite literally, as a loser will be eliminated here from Lisbon. And for Vitality coming into this, it really is a story of starting that redemption arc, showing that they have the ability to make it on stage in front of a crowd.
Truly, Freya. And if you're a Counter-Strike fan and you blinked for 6 months, it's a full reversal of fortune right now. 6 months ago, we'd have said Vitality is a heavy favorite above the likes of ENCE, but today the reality is different. Today, Vitality is a project that is in dire need of reassurance, in dire need of great results, in need of a new oxygen, momentum, and they haven't found it. Even the Pain victory didn't even feel like one when we saw them play.
In dire needs of a success, that's it, right? We just want to see glimpses of what this team can do potentially-wise. You look at the players, you have guys like Saivu, you bring in Dupree, you bring in Magic. Everyone had high expectations, even the players themselves had high expectations, and you see the result right here. The ranking, well, if I've ever seen stagnation, maybe even, you know, in a downward spiral, that is it right here. They haven't had any improvements whatsoever, and as I said, there's a case to be made that when you look towards G2 as well, you can see the same kind of symptoms, right? But G2 at least show us from time to time that there's a potential where they can really be up there with the best. We haven't seen that from Vitality yet, and I want to see it today. I want to see it now, otherwise I'm starting to lose faith in this project.
Look, anytime we hear from these guys, if we talk with Zonic, if we talk with Apex, we talk with Dupree, any player with experience, they will tell you everybody out there is underestimating how hard it is to go from the full French lineup to the international lineup. And I acknowledge it. I'm okay with it. My question is, do you have the shoulders to stomach all these losses and disappointment? Because every single event they go to, every single time they disappoint themselves, it just takes a little bit of their comfort, takes a little bit of their confidence. And what is left now? We see them, they don't seem to have the shoulder to stomach these rounds because the foundation is not solid at all.
And what you see on your screen right now is the problem, and we've had this problem for a long time. I thought the old Vitality lineup was built up around Saivu, and we thought to ourselves, okay, if they bring in additional firepower next to Saivu, we'd see a different outlook for Vitality. Maybe even a Vitality that could be up there with the best in the world, but it's still the same old. Saivu being an absolute god on the server and no one else able to chime in. And why is that? Why has it been the case ever since he joined Vitality? You even bring in Dupree, you bring in Magic, and there's still no room for anyone else to shine. That needs to be fixed ASAP.
I know, but that's because we had the hope of what we were hoping for was basically to take the Vitality lineup with Shox and Kyojin and just slide in Dupree and Magisk, and you'd say pound for pound, yeah, that's an upgrade. Hell yeah, it's an upgrade. It should work. But I was completely being oblivious to all of the other issues that would arise. Yeah. I just had a greater faith in their ability to fix them on time, and now we're 6 months in, and that hasn't really been the case.
I agree, and I just want to point out, as you're saying right here, there's so many circumstances to it, communications and all the other stuff you're mentioning right here, but it was an active choice made by Vitality. It's not something that was forced on them. It was something they wanted. It was something they desired, so they have to deal with the consequences.
And just in terms of those consequences thus far, Dupree is somebody that we're going to be putting under the spotlight here because, you know, coming in, you were saying pound for pound, it should be a firepower upgrade. Unfortunately to Dupree, you know, there's a lot to be desired as of recent.
Yeah, he was off to a good start, but as you see, the past 3 events, it's been kind of underwhelming for Dupree, right? I think he's getting a lot of expectations on his shoulders. He's getting a lot of space on the team as well, so I don't think he has any excuse in terms of why he's not performing, and that's what I love about Dupree. He's out there and publicly saying that I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied, I know I'm not playing well enough, and I like that energy coming out of Dupree, but there's no doubt that if he's not playing well tonight, and if he doesn't start to play well soon, then Vitality will not find the success they kind of want to get.
Yeah, he's a necessary piece. Because of the space he takes and how aggressive he can be when he's in the zone, Vitality has a completely different face whenever Dupree is in the zone. I talked to him after the major, and we exchanged a few messages about his performance and how he was dealing with it, and I truly believe he's equipped with the experience necessary to deal with that. But still, you talk to him, you see him play, it's not someone who's oozing confidence right now. I think he's trying to find that second breath. He's had a cool map at the end of the Pain series. That's pretty much it in this tournament.
And I think that it's really apt that you bring up that Pain series as well, because, you know, that did leave a lot to be desired from Vitality. Even though it was a W, they lose their own map pick, Pain looking incredibly dominant on that, and it was just, you know, it's really painful to see them being faltering like that.
Yeah, because when you are Vitality and when you are in such shambles and troubles as we described, what you're looking for is certainties. You're looking for building blocks for your house. That's what you're trying to to do. A game like Pen is supposed to be one of these blocks. It's supposed to be one of these easy game where you end up the game, you high-five your opponent, and then you take your keyboard in your mouse and you say, job done. We freaking did it. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. But I don't think that was the analysis after that game. They should not have gone to 3 maps.
No, not at all. That was a disappointment, and I'm sure if you ask the players as well, they would agree. And you're right. There's no foundation. There's no stability. There's no lower level, so to speak. And the problem is we've seen a low for Vitality, but we haven't seen a high. And that's the problem when I'm trying to compare them to a team like G2. We see very high highs and we see very low lows. But when you have low lows and no high highs, it's not really a good combination right there. So that's what I want to see from Vitality.
Well, we've put Dupree on under the spotlight, rather, and Parla has got him on the mic for an interview before this match.
Dupree, great to see you. How are you and the team, and how would you rate your performance so far here at Blast in Lisbon?
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. I think we had a decent game against G2. I think they played better than us, so obviously they also won. And then the game against Pain, we started out really strong, started being a little bit sloppy on those two, and then we ended out really good as well. So I think it's a little bit up and down, and I think that's kind of the story for the team right now. I would say we have a little bit of confidence issues that we are trying to still find the right rhythm for the team, but we're working on it, and that's the most important thing for me.
Following on from that, it's no doubt that Vitality, this current roster, has such a high potential skill ceiling, but you've not reached it yet. Why is that?
I think there's a lot of things to it. I mean, first of all, it's about combining two playstyles into one. It's about communication, about feeling comfortable towards each other, and just in general having this feeling that we are a team together and we are trying to create the results we want to. And I think at this point that we haven't really made the results that we wanted to also is some kind of disappointment for all of us, but I think we maybe expected it to be a little bit better and maybe a little bit faster. So there's also some disappointment that we have to put behind us in some sense and just try and reset, not put up too many expectations for ourselves. I think the most important thing for us right now is to get some kind of success and just, I'm not talking about winning a tournament, but just going like a top 4 tournament and just feeling the improvements. I think that's what's most important for us, and I think it could potentially help us a lot.
Final question, up next, it's ENCE. Do you guys have currently what it takes to take them out?
I think playing ENCE is always going to be tough, especially in the shape they're in. They're coming from some really good tournaments lately, and I think when you look at ENCE, it's all about being really good individually. It's like playing FaZe Clan. It's like you have to hit your headshots before they do, and they are really good at like utilizing each individual player they have and just creating space for each other. And I think if you get the advantage and getting like the man advantage fast in rounds and you start playing well together as a team and you also hit your headshots, I think you have a fair chance of beating them. But it's about getting there first.
Dupree, anything you want to say to your fans, Vitality fans, that are supporting and willing you guys to win and reach that potential skill ceiling?
Just want to say thanks to all the fans out there that's cheering for us, and I know that we haven't really made what we wanted yet, but we're trying to get there, and I just want to say a massive thanks to all the support and all the ones that keep supporting us.
Dupree, thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you.
As Dupree stated, ENCE a really interesting prospect coming into this one. Pimp, I just want to reminisce about the winner's interview that we got from ENCE back at the Showdown, because Madden was saying, you know what, we're really hyped to be coming into this arena as our first LAN as a team. Since then, we saw them do absolute work at the major, saw them going on in the grand final in Dallas as well, even with a stand-in. So how are you kind of framing ENCE now coming into this one?
I mean, it's been a Cinderella story from start to finish, more or less, with ENCE. They've been playing so well. They brought in new players on budget, you know. It wasn't big star signings. It wasn't a lot of salaries being thrown out there, but it was quality players that fitted well into the system of Snappy. As you said, it's been a constant uprise, but so far this tournament, we may see the first, I wouldn't call it a crisis, but we may see the first period for ENCE where it's not going too well for them, right? They're no longer the underdogs. They're no longer playing under that pressure. They are now the favorites. They're coming into this tournament with the expectations to do well, and so far they haven't.
That's exactly the attack that I want to have onto ENCE, is that with a new status comes new demands.
Yes.
And it's not only from the outside, it's not only from the community, it's not only from their coach and manager, it's probably from within. When you are an ENCE player now, you have a different outlook on what you're supposed to do as a team, where you're supposed to go. 6 months ago, losing an event, that was okay, you were on the up and up. Now you're coming here and people are talking about you lifting a trophies, and now suddenly you're in the quarterfinal, you go up against Vitality, and you have to win. You have to win that game.
Yeah, a lot of people were pitting them to be lifting the trophy here in Lisbon. I mean, 2 win conditions really for ENCE that we've seen thus far in recent months. D-Hart and Spinks coming into things. Looking a little little bit lackluster in this tournament so far. Third and fourth worst players in terms of the remaining teams, respectively, at the tournament.
Yes, talking about win conditions, that's something that cannot happen. We start here with Diha, a player for whom I have great praises. I think in the shadow of Spinks, people have a tendency sometimes to forget how valuable he is, what kind of pillar he is for a team, doing all that work, even here probably measuring Spinks. I guess that's a different kind of output coming out of Diha. But aside from the joke, the reality remains the same. Diha that isn't performing leaves a massive gap for ENCE.
I fully agree. We need to see more from Diha, and he has been playing so well. He's one of the more aggressive elements to this lineup. Spinks is a little bit more defensive in the way he's playing with the rifle. So in order for Spinks to work, we need to see Diha work. And there's maybe a correlation, because the same could be said for Spinks. He hasn't played well either. He's also having a bit of a rough tournament. And I think there's something to be said about that. When Diha is playing well as the aggressive element, especially on the CT side, that opens up space for Spinks. When Diha is not playing well, he is also, as a result, going to struggle a little bit.
Look, we coined Spinks one of the most improved player of 2022. Hell, I would put him in that list without any hesitation. I'll be there. You look at the numbers, you filter it top 20, he's one of the 5 best LAN players we have in the game. This man just made a meteoric rise in the hierarchy of Counter-Strike. But again, after Dallas, you're looking at your own team, going in and win snacks, making it to the grand final. You come here in Lisbon, and suddenly you're supposed to be the piece that leads them to a trophy, that leads them to a deep playoff run, and he's playing one of his worst land events so far. Is there a little bit of pressure? Does he feel like he has something to prove, or is it just unlucky? I guess we shall find out.
Well, let's get a few words in the brain behind this machine, as Snappy did have a catch-up with Parla ahead of the series.
Snappy, what's going on, mate? How are you doing today, and what's the mood like in the team?
I mean, it's good. I think we had some rough days, to be honest. There's been a bit of frustration, but it's a new day, and hopefully we can rise to the occasion, because I don't think we played up to our game so far this tournament, but hopefully we'll get there now. We need it.
Generally speaking, Snappy, you and ENCE have been reaching heights that you've not seen before. How are you finding the experience?
I mean, it's great. Like, we obviously did super good in 2022, probably better than we or anyone expected. But now we obviously want to get a tier 1 trophy. That's like the next step on our journey. Like, we don't care where we are in the ranking at this point. We just want to get a trophy, but we'll have to step up our game if we want to get there.
Is it fair to say that part of this journey has been adjusting from being seen regularly as underdogs to now sometimes being touted as favorites?
Yeah, part of it, but I don't think it changes much. I think I alluded to it earlier that at the end of the day, everyone these days have analysts and support staff who look into a game regardless of where you are in the ranking. So I guess maybe it's a mentality shift in terms of being like no longer the underdogs, but in terms of how teams view you, I don't think it makes much of a difference.
All right, Marco. Snappy, I shouldn't mix them up there. Final question. Vitality up next. Are you ready? What's the plan? And will Snappy be the king of Denmark over Dupree, Magisk, and Zonic?
Well, I hope so. I mean, we've obviously looked into them. We always do. So we're ready, and then we just pray that Saivu has a not amazing day.
Snappy, best of luck.
Thank you.
Eyes on the prize for Snappy, hoping to put not only a trophy, but a crown on his head as well. We do have the map vetoes running in now. Any expectations, you guys? Because, you know, it has been a while since these two teams faced. I think it was EPL when we were seeing ENCE kind of coming onto that rise. Managed to take down Vitality 2-0. Looked pretty convincing.
I've said it a couple of times. There's no real punish to the ENCE map pool. I think they're strong on a lot of different maps, and they have a lot of different ways to go. And Vitality, the exact opposite.
That's the other way around.
Yeah.
That's the other way around. If you're Snappy and the map pool that you've built, you suddenly have tons of options to push Vitality into quite a tactical map. Now, please don't tell me I'm looking at what I'm looking at right now.
You are.
So here's, I personally quite disagree with the overpass bit, because I think I was traumatized by the NIP performance at the major. But
we'll never
I have to let it go. I have to let that go. I mean, you have to have the premise that there's been improvement, that there's been more of a deeper understanding now. ENCE go for Nuke. That definitely ranges in the category of Punish. That's a map that really good on, and one where Vitality struggled in terms of results, at least.
I think we're seeing the consequences of the map pool we talked about right here. There's no punish pick for Vitality. There's no safe way to go. And you talked about, you know, securities, and you know, talked about, you know, known quantities. There's no one when it comes to the veto. So overpass is just a bit of a gamble here. I hope they prepared well, and I hope they've learned from the major game against NIP, because that was S-Attack with an AWP absolutely destroying them.
Yeah, I think for the overpass, you know, we have seen them playing it already once at this tournament. Like, their A-site defense was looking incredibly stellar for Vitality there. But I'm really questioning completely different level of opposition from Pain moving on to ENCE on this map.
Yeah, completely. And I think tactically as well, Snappy, we know what he's been able to create. Something that's a little bit under talk as well is how, you mentioned it, Jacob, Snappy doesn't have superstars next to him. He had Spink developed right, but he just had pieces around him, and he created a beautiful puzzle. And even tactically, he's got that fine print to it.
And we still have that mental game as well. We heard Snappy saying he's just hoping Saivu is not going to have one of those games.
And so do we.
He is still the best player on the server. He's still the guy who can dictate the game and single-handedly more or less win the game for Vitality. We saw NAVI. We saw them play, you know, a rather boring game against FaZe Clan. I am 100% sure that this one is going to be more tense, more interesting, and much, much closer.
I am hoping so too, Pimper. Curveball pick from Vitality coming into this one, and we can see if they're going to be hitting it rather out of the park. Overpass first up on the cards for this best of 3 qualification and elimination series. It's coming up after this break.